Hi friends, today's topic is compound interest. In previous topic, I have said that simple interest is same for every year. But compound interest is the interest that differs for each and every year. For example, if CI for first year is rupees 500, then the CI for second year will be rupees 850. If the interest is compounded annually, then CI equals P into 1 plus R by 100 on the whole power n minus P. If the interest is compounded half yearly, then CI equals P into 1 plus R by 2 divided by 100 on the whole power 2n minus P. If the interest is compounded quarterly, then CI equals P into 1 plus R by 4 divided by 100 on the whole power 4n minus P. Principal is the amount which is deposited or invested or lent or took a loan or borrowed by a person. Time is always expressed in years. For example, if n equals 7 months, to convert it into years we should divide by 12, so we get n is 7 by 12 years. Similarly, if n equals 285 days, to convert it into years we should divide by 365, so we get n is 285 by 365 years. Rate of interest is always expressed in percentage per annum. Total amount is the sum of principal amount and the interest. That is A equals P plus CI. If the total amount is compounded annually, then A equals P into 1 plus R by 100 on the whole power n. If the total amount is compounded half yearly, then A equals P into 1 plus R by 2 divided by 100 on the whole power 2n. If the total amount is compounded quarterly, then A equals P into 1 plus R by 4 divided by 100 on the whole power 4n. In compound interest, the total amount of n minus 1 year is equal to the principal of n year. For example, amount of first year is equal to principal of second year. If P is rupees 6,000, n is 2 years, R is 3% per annum, then find CI. It is given that P equals 6,000, n equals 2 years, R equals 3%. Here we have to find the compound interest. Let's solve using shortcut method. I1 equals R% of P. That is 3% of 6,000. Gives I1 as 180. I2 equals I1 plus R% of I1. That is 180 plus 3% of 180. Gives I2 is 365.4. Now let's solve using formula method. We know that CI equals P into 1 plus R by 100 on the whole power n minus P. That is 6,000 into 1 plus 3 by 100 on the whole power 2 minus 6,000. On solving we get CI is 365.4. Therefore CI for 2 years is rupees 365.4. Friends, use shortcut method to solve the problems faster. Rupees 10,000 was invested by a person at the rate of 10% per annum for the period of 3 years. Find the compound interest. It is given that P equals 10,000, n equals 3 years, R equals 10%. We have to find the compound interest. I1 equals R% of P. That is 10% of 10,000. Gives I1 as 1,000. I2 equals I1 plus R% of I1. That is 1,000 plus 10% of 1,000. Gives I2 is 2,100. I3 equals I1 plus I2 plus R% of I2. That is 1,000 plus 2,100 plus 10% of 2,100. Gives I3 is 3,310. Now let's solve by formula method. CI equals 10,000 into 1 plus 10 by 100 on the whole power 3 minus 10,000. On solving we get CI is 3,310. Therefore CI for 3 years is rupees 3,310. If P is rupees 2,500, n is 2 years, R is 20% per annum, charged half yearly, then find the compound interest. Given that P equals 2,500, n equals 2 years, R equals 20%. It is charged half yearly, so we should find interests for each and every 6 months. 2n equals 4 years, R by 2 equals 10%. I1 equals R% of P. That is 10% of 2,500. Gives I1 is 250. I2 equals I1 plus I1 plus R percent of I1. That is 250 plus 250 plus 10% of 250. Gives I2 is 525. I3 equals I1 plus I2 plus R percent of I2. That is 250 plus 525 plus 10% of 525. Gives I3 is 827.5. I4 equals I1 plus I3 plus R percent of I3. That is 250 plus 827.5 plus 10% of 827.5. Gives I4 is 1160.25. Now let's solve by formula method. We know that Ci for half yearly equals P into 1 plus R by 2, divided by 100, on the whole power 2n, minus P. That is 2500 into 1 plus 10 by 100, on the whole power 4, minus 2500. On solving we get Ci is 1160.25. Therefore the Ci is rupees 1160.25.